I was looking for a picture of Abdul and that popped up. I was like, yep, this is what's going up right now.
Yep.
Before we start, I got pee.
So welcome to TeamNotCrash.
Did you really? Oh, you're a dick.
But we'll be back shortly after he releases urine from his little fucking tract. Bladder. That's the word.
So, what exactly are we doing here today?
Since we're gonna knock out the intro to this thing and do the main one, what have you been keeping up with, Casey?
Wait, I mean, what have I been doing?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I've been mostly playing this one RPG with Shaq and Kenny.
Which Tales?
Tales of Shillia 2.
Anything else? What have you been watching? What have you been...
Actually, I have been watching Daredevil with Bob. I just recently caught up with JoJo's because I actually never watched it or read it back in the day.
Did you go all the way up to the end, or you
I saw the end.
Yeah. Roller! That shit was really, really well animated.
Oh yeah, and that little bit at the end with Joseph, I really did not see that coming. Because I actually wondered, because I knew they didn't have the little text box that Joseph is dead. I knew he was going to survive somehow, but I thought, are they actually going to make him a vampire?
Yeah. The way they, that part was really, really well animated, too. Holy shit. I knew what happened, but I was like, did they...
they went that in on that joke.
Yeah.
They went as in as Joseph did.
So, Joseph used his fucking... I'm going to say he used his Hermit Purple to make the fucking... the purple miasma energy shit around him, too. Because he did pull them in back. It was like, whoa, wait.
Well, no, he did, unplug all the wires from the machine he was on. He went in on that.
Yeah. Oh, man. What have I been doing? Just today I watched some more of Kamen Rider Kiva. I was watching it, and then I just forgot about it, and now I'm watching it again, because my internet was out.
I was actually thinking about watching that one, but, a lot of the other guys were saying, I actually shouldn't bother, just because it's so not what Kamen Rider's about.
Does that matter? If it's a good show, it's a good show. I'm liking it so far. Plus, Crazy Knife Guy is one of the characters. Crazy Knife Guy from Versus is one of the characters in Kiva.
You finally figure out that guy's name?
No. I don't think anyone in Versus has a name in that movie.
No, I mean like the actor's name.
I'll find it out eventually, but for now he's Crazy Knife Guy from Versus.
Crazy Knife Guy from Versus. Yeah, they don't actually ever say any names. They don't really explain why anything's happening. They just start fighting each other.
Yep, it's oh no, this is the Forest of Resurrection. We've buried a whole bunch of people here because we're the mob. And we killed a bunch of people. We're the mob, and we've killed a lot of people. What does that mean? Oh no, zombies! Fight the zombies.
I was talking about how they have a Crazy Knife Guy from Versus in Kamen Rider Kiva.
So another Versus character shows up?
He's the werewolf.
Oh, good.
You gonna turn down that fan?
I did.
Did you?
Yeah. Sorry.
Is it still coming up?
That's as low as it goes. I can't unplug it.
Whatever, I'll fix it.
Do you want it to be a humid?
A humid?
Fuck.
Just one humid?
I'll unplug it, but then your bitches are gonna...
Leave it.
Alright. Good. Alright.
It seems to have, fixed itself as you were walking over there.
I put it on low.
And then it was on high for long, and then you was like, I'm gonna go plug it. I was like, alright, chill. I got it.
Anyway, I'm back. Resurrected.
What else? Kiva,
Actually, wasn't that same guy in the last one I saw with you guys?
No, that's main character.
Oh, main character from Versus.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell. No, he was hamming it up more in Kamen Rider than he was in Versus.
Yeah, because
Kabuto. That's the last one.
Versus is a semi-serious movie, and Kabuto's a kid show. So
Really? Is that where you're gonna go? Semi-serious movie with the Force of Resurrection?
That's why I said semi.
And crazy knife guy.
And
that's why I said semi.
And Hyuga Clan Zabi, Mike Shinoda.
Yeah. Like when
serious. Okay.
Yeah, when I saw the werewolf guy, I was like, this guy looks familiar. But then he does like this particular like face that he makes, and I was like, yep, that's him. And I looked it up. I was like, that's definitely him.
Oh,
actually, I have to wonder, like when you look up his credits in Versus, does it actually say what his character's name is?
Another thing I'm going to have to go relook up, because I was just trying to confirm or deny whether he was in Versus or not.
Because like you're always telling me how much you love this character, but we don't even know what his name is.
I don't think it
know
matters.
what most of the characters' names are in that movie.
I don't know anyone's name.
Yeah, just like guy with the jacket, guy with the green jacket, guy with the fucking black jacket, who's a badass.
How come when that one guy died, he turned into a frog?
It's a serious movie, okay?
If you haven't seen Versus already, go and look it up and watch it. Just let that movie happen to you.
It's a good.
Yes. Those and like.
So you're fanning yourself because it got more humid from me lower. Yeah, that's what happens when you lower the dehumidifier. Fuck.
I know. I'm just practicing my slapping motion.
I have 3 like prerequisite movies that I make happen to my friends, and that's Story of Ricky, Versus, and Hero Shed No Tears.
Actually, I still haven't seen that last one.
We'll get on that as soon as we can.
Yeah, that's something you need to see.
Yeah, that's a movie that needs to happen to me.
That's a movie that needs you to happen in your life, and you have a little backlog of other movies that
I do have 2 unopened movies that I haven't watched yet
that might be need to happen movies.
Yeah,
might be qualified.
Actually, no, didn't I add one to your classic collection with? Legendary tale of Zebraman 2.
Oh yeah, Zebraman.
Attack on Zebra City.
I still have to get an actual physical copy of that movie.
Then he can happen it on
Top
his
AIDS.
Well, also the best thing about Zebraman 2 Attack on Zebra City is that we never watched Zebraman 1.
You don't need to.
No, you really don't. I think it's actually better if you know even less about what's going on.
Yes.
Anyway.
Oh, here we go. And we're back.
Bay.
Ultron's lingering fucking virus is still...
Fuck you, Ultron.
Really? We're just going to rehash this again? Like, what is this, like a fucking origin story?
Yes.
Yeah, maybe.
So that's just what we do every time the mic cuts out?
Yes. Blame it on Ultron.
Blame it on Ultron. Real Ultron. Want to go see why that is? Go watch the Ultron episode. Anyway.
Well, that time you actually hacked your podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was actually the real Ultron. I was there.
So what else have you been watching? Good old-fashioned Leon?
Yes. The classic Leon before they made the new one and nobody liked it.
Actually, I prefer EX Leon.
Yeah, the one with the
he's kind of broken.
Yeah, he's got the jacket and the shades and the slicked back hair. He's pretty cool.
Leon doesn't have enough hair for that.
But the EX Leon does. The EX one does.
No, I just like him because he has that move where he can breathe fire.
He also has that move where he kicks you really hard.
He's talking about EX. You're thinking about another Leon. The one that you can only pick as a striker.
His kick is pretty cool because he just kicks you real hard. Anyway, back to the good old-fashioned Leon's tales of the movie watchings.
What else have I been watching?
Show watchings.
Kiva, I've been keeping up. Just look at the last episode because those are the things I've been keeping up with still. I haven't been watching anything new, really.
As for me, it's kind of the same situation. Still watching Fringe. It's really good. Oh, that said, Fringe I'm a little on the fence about right now. Season 4 is it's going to take a little while, but I'm feeling it. Just not as much as Season 3 really could have jumped the shark towards the end. And they kind of didn't. And, we'll see where it goes. It's still kind of early, so I don't really have much to say about it. What else? Yeah, no, not much else. I finished JoJo. It's great. It was fantastic. Yeah, I've just been, really hyped for the upcoming anime. One Punch Man and Ushio and Tora. Just those two.
What was that second one?
Ushio and Tora. It's based off of, an old manga. I've never read it, but like it looks really cool, and it's being done by Mappa, who animated Ippo and Garo the animation. So I think it's going to be awesome. And I was just like, yeah, I need more hot-blooded shonen 80s action or 90s action.
Yeah, I still just have way too much backlog all around. Actually, now that I think about it, also I started just like rewatching all the like old school UC Gundam shows with Kareem.
Oh yes, our good old buddy Kareem. Shout out to Kareem and his isms.
Oh, it's cool that he's finally getting into these things.
Oh yeah. I'm honestly glad he's getting into Gundam. Like
I have to like envy what it's like to work your way up and then all of a sudden get the huge jump to Unicorn.
Unicorn. Oh yeah, that's right. I finished Unicorn. I could say that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, you were there for that.
Oh.
You're welcome, you little shit.
Yeah, I'm great.
I still have to watch Unicorn.
It's really good.
That's what I hear. What are you up to with Kareem?
Well, that was the last thing we watched.
So, he watched Zeta and Double Zeta.
Yeah, I was watching Double Zeta with him, which honestly that was a fucking waste of time.
Did you watch the Zeta series or the movies?
No, we watched the series Double Zeta Gundam.
No, I mean Zeta.
Oh no, I didn't watch Zeta with him. He did that on his own.
Oh. Well, now I have to go back and watch the movies, or at least the last movie, anyway.
Oh, maybe. No, just because I never got around to watching Double Zeta because everyone was telling me it was pointless. So then I decided to watch with Kareem, and then I confirmed that it was pointless.
I tried. I'm not gonna go and try again, because if teenager me didn't like it, then I'm not gonna like it now.
Like I'm not like there's a couple good highlights. Like there are some really good moments, and they reference a lot of it in Unicorn. But just go on the wiki, read a plot summary, ask someone who already braved through it what are the important parts.
Yeah, I remember.
Because there's like 5 episodes where things actually matter, and the other 42 of them are just like not even filler. They're just like embarrassingly stupid.
They already stepped up on the wrong foot by freaking turning Violator.
Yazan.
Turning Yazan into what they did to fucking Detective Zenigata.
Yeah.
No, yeah, basically
Another character that they ruined in the series, by the way.
Well, that's something completely different, but basically it goes from a maybe kind of dated, but still really charming for its time, war story, space opera, to like a Saturday morning cartoon. And it, like, the change is just jarring. And then after that, if you go watch Sharks Counterattack, all of a sudden it becomes serious again. So, like...
Wasn't, like, half of Double Zeta serious? Like, the other half?
I wouldn't even say half.
It tries...
No, at around, like, episode 18, they start actually doing important things, kind of. But even in those episodes, there's just so much dumb shit going on. Actually, like, speak of the devil, I'm insulting a UC Gundam series, and I'm getting a call from
Wacky Mata 84!
Yo, ESB knows!
So you guys talking about Double Z over there? I have to bleep it out. We were talking about Wacky Mater and his love of Gundam.
Oh yeah, you could use the...
Oh, that's right. We have to censor his name. I'll do it again for you.
We already got one.
Oh, are we still going to use the same stock voice I did that first time?
Yes.
No, Bob made one.
Yeah.
Check out the smoke break smacking faces.
Apparently I didn't have quite the same opinion that Wacky did, and he had some words for me about that. He's very passionate about Gundam.
Oh yeah.
He likes Double Zeta?
He
more than he should.
He admits a lot of it's bad, but I think he defends it way more than he should.
I think it's because he has, like... But Seed! He's like, at least you're not watching Seed.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Like, Seed was really, really bad, and, like, Double Zeta's highlights were better than Seed, but...
Or at least you're not watching the Double O movie.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, Seed is a bad war story, but it was at least a war story. Double Zeta was like a fucking Saturday morning cartoon.
Yep.
And, like...
Complete with intro.
Pretty much.
The intro's dated, but I still like it. No, but I mean, like...
I'm saying I like how upbeat it is, but it's fucking...
Yeah.
Saturday morning cartoony.
No, that's it. Like, Seed is just a bad war story where, like, everything revolves around this one terrible Mary Sue, and the military sucks. But Double Zeta, they had like an episode where like they basically brought on like a whole bunch of livestock on the Argama, and they're fucking like chasing around a bunch of animals the whole episode. And like Yazan goes on the ship, holds a guy at gunpoint, and they beat him by throwing oranges at him. It's like it's a surreal experience.
Oh man, but yeah, no, Unicorn's really good, and it honestly turned on its head my thought of like the Earth Federation. I won't say why, but like just a bunch of things that happen, and just like if you thought that Gundam was about like war is not just so one-sided before, this will double make you realize that like this series, if you haven't realized it by now, this series will punch it into you. It'll let you know.
Federation versus Zeon and Earth Federation, they always like switch sides of, oh, I think these guys are terrible. Oh no, wait, these guys are terrible.
Yeah, but that's what I like about it. It's not just a simple black and white message.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's a thing that is a constant in the Universal Century.
But this super just nails it. That like just does it so good. And it was
great. Because the Titans are dirtbags.
Well, the Titans, yeah.
And the Zeons are not. And the Zeons are Nazis.
The Titans were kind of Nazis too.
The Titans were super Nazis. They were worse Nazis.
They're kind of both Nazis. So ask a Gundam fan. So which Nazi do you feel like supporting?
Well, Zeon kind of made me gave me more of a Nazi feel. Titans kind of gave me more of like a everyone's view on the U.S. military feel.
Yeah, I guess kind of
brash, loud douchebags who are just
do
what I say. Rah!
Actually, technically, like the Zeons were like extra German.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, they named their army Zeon. Just a coincidence. It's a guy's name, no relation.
Yeah. So yeah, that was cool. But so get hyped for One Punch Man and Ushio and Tora. We're probably gonna maybe talk about it too in the coming weeks. So hyped for One Punch Man!
One Punch Man.
One Punch Man. It's gonna be Madhouse. Oh, it's so good.
Is it really gonna be that good? I hear like every fight ends in one punch. I'm sure that joke hasn't been beaten to death.
It's so easy. It's too easy.
Well, no, it wouldn't be beaten to death. It would die in one punch.
Yeah, it would. Oh man. So anyway, let's get to the topic at hand now.
All right.
Talk about some. We will transition first. Whoa, music. We're back.
Wait, I didn't hear any music.
Oh,
you weren't listening. You weren't listening. You gotta listen like me.
Yeah, me and Leon got the soul listening down. Anyway,
there's transition music. There's transition music happening. To hear it, you gotta listen like me. The rate's too damn high.
Yeah. Anyway, Kamen Rider Ryuki, yay!
Oh, we're doing Ryuki?
Yes.
Oh, I haven't seen that in a while. I forgot what happened.
Well, I knew you would say, "Oh, you're such a dick."
Well, let us refresh your memory, Casey.
For refresh your memory. So, as every Kamen Rider series does, it takes place in Japan.
Why?
Shut up.
Because
anyway,
that's where the suit factory is. Moving on.
Yeah. So, we start off with our main character Shinji, who basically is a news reporter for this journal, called Bore Journal. Yeah, that words.
Mm-hmm.
You do the summary. I'm bad.
Alright, does that mean like my journal?
Yes.
It's not his journal. Alright, I'm just kidding. I remember most of it.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, this one apparently also kind of like. Actually, no, not like Kabuto, but a little like Kabuto. It was a bit unlike a lot of most of the riders in most of the Kamen Rider series because all the riders were supposed to be fighting each other instead of like just the monsters. So at first it was mostly about monsters, and then it was kind of just like almost like a Fate Stay Night style rail war.
Yeah, it was like the monsters were just kind of there to help introduce the riders before they start punching each other.
And power them up too, because every monster they killed, They power up their beast, and that was the theme of these riders. They were all beast riders.
They didn't really push that whole RPG mechanic all that hard, though.
Not really, no.
Yeah. Well, when it was convenient, it's like you better
they brought on,
you
like,
better
once.
feed your monster at least once every other episode, or else they'll eat you.
But basically,
They say stuff like that, how, it's a battle to the death, but somehow they always get away every episode.
yeah.
Like, do they have to kill each other while they're morphed? Can't they just, like, after the guy jumps out of the mirror, just, like, shoot him in the face?
They don't have guns. This is Japan.
Okay, I don't hit him with something?
That'd work.
Yeah.
Well, I guess maybe that would leave evidence, I guess, but...
It's more fun to fight as a super
Yeah, but
suited
what
guy.
is a fucking serial killer? What does he care about evidence? Like, the police are already after him.
Good fucking point.
We'll get it.
I guess he's just more hyped about fighting as a super suited guy than just beating people up with a pipe.
I'm not gonna lie, so would I.
Hitting people with a pipe and being done with it.
We're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. We'll get to him. So the plot essentially is basically like there's a Kamen Rider war. There's 13 riders. Not all 13 show up in the series, but movies. Anyway, so...
Do they not have numbers in Japan?
I guess, I don't know.
Yeah, we're only focusing on the series.
Yeah, so... Essentially, there are these monsters coming, there's this, like, world called the Mirror World. It's the world inside of mirrors.
And reflections in general.
Reflections. And there are monsters roaming around these parts, taking people from the regular plane and eating them.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was a pretty cool concept. Like, that, I guess that would be their explanation of how, all the Kamen Rider battles happen without the public knowing about it.
Mm-hmm.
But... I don't know, at least going from Kabuto, I was kind of under the impression that, it was, like, public knowledge that Kamen Rider is around, like, he would just be, like, a superhero like Captain America or something.
Yeah.
But, or even, like, let's think, like, in Power Rangers, the Power Rangers are, it's generally, in most series, it's public knowledge that they exist.
Yeah.
Just, all the normal people just run away so they don't get caught in the stock footage.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah,
and this one, like, no one knows it happens because all the fights happen inside of a mirror. Like, he does their little henshin pose, and then they, like, blue skidoo into the mirror.
Exactly. So, anyway, our main villain, Kanzaki Shiro, he seems to be, from the outset, a wandering ghost figure, kind of like controlling the war and introducing new Kamen Riders into the mix and just generally pulling the strings. And, as the series goes on, you unravel, his connections with his sister, who's also Yui, who's also an important character, why he's doing this, his motivations. I mean, he's a pretty solid villain, all things considered. Much better than what we... Yeah. At least this series, you could say, over Kabuto, had a centralized villain, a guy you saw often.
Yeah. I mean, even villain might be a strong word. He was much more complicated than a lot of the other just straight evil characters. But yeah, that was the thing. Like, in Kabuto, there really was no villain. It's just, there are worms everywhere, but the hell do they even want? Are they here just to wreck shit?
Yeah.
In this case, yeah, let's, if not villain, say the main antagonist, he had a very... Like, he had a definite goal. I shouldn't say an obvious goal. He had a definite goal that you slowly begin to learn more and more about. And yeah, the final boss had a face.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in Kabuto, the final boss appeared at the last minute, and then he dies at the last minute. Like,
yeah.
Was there even a final boss?
And he was like a jobber level worm too.
Oh yeah. No, like, they had the final boss's bodyguard fight before that, which was like okay, and then the final boss, he was literally just like a putty.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I like the executive putty. Doesn't mean he's any stronger.
Corporate putty.
CEO putty.
Yeah.
And then there was a useless sacrifice, yada yada yada. That series ended. So anyway.
No, but yeah, this one did. Yeah, they did way better with the villains.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the monsters were still just kind of faceless ooga booga. I'm the monster or whatever. But there were actually intelligent villains here. I mean, actually, no. Kabuto did have intelligent villains. They just didn't matter.
Yeah.
Like remember they had a versus guy and girl who's made of that one plant at the bank I used to work at that creeped me the fuck out. Yeah, those guys they
spiky amnesia worm.
Yeah, no, they were cool, but then they just oh well, they're dead now.
Yep. Right there, that's their story.
So anyway, we have our main character Shinji, who's literally the definition of just I am a youthful we shouldn't be fighting
goofball.
Yeah. And he's all about not fighting. He wants to fight monsters to protect people, not fight each other. He kind of held that with a bleeding heart the whole series.
And he gets his card deck by accident by just finding it, and then
he Yusuke's his card deck.
He what?
Because Yusuke Urameshi had dumb luck. Whatever.
Yeah, dumb luck. He fucking died.
That's the best bad luck that anyone can have.
Yeah.
Well, they do make the distinction. He randomly stumbled upon his deck while everyone else chose theirs for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. His was, I guess, presumably about it was somebody's who got snatched into the mirror world and eaten, and their deck was just left behind, never to be actually used.
I'm not sure if that even should work, considering how they describe the rules later, but whatever.
Fuck it.
Actually, no, it does also happen with, a sad piano guy.
Yeah.
Well, he chose to take it from his friend because in his honor, he wanted to stop the war. But anyway.
Or he wanted to gain that wish so that he can cure him. But
yeah. I mean, that was kind of a thing that I really didn't like about him. At least for most of the series, they kind of do a little better towards the end, but compared to all the other characters, he really doesn't have that deep of a motivation. It's just, fighting is bad, everyone should stop fighting.
Sure, he wanes from the idea every so often, but they're one-off moments.
Yeah, he thinks about it for a second. But
yeah, he thinks about it, but then doesn't act upon it.
No, but that's the thing, having watched this much Gundam already,
the morality thing.
No, I mean, I'm just really not a fan of that kind of, just typical bleeding heart, pacifist, naive characters. They're so idealistic. They think everyone could just stop fighting.
Well, at least he's not a Mary Sue. He gets his ass
let me specify. No, he's not. Most of the characters, some of the worst characters do end up being Mary Sue's, but no, he absolutely is not. Because while he's constantly bitching about everyone should stop fighting.
He's getting tossed about.
No, I'm saying the narrative of the show, not just the fact that he gets his ass kicked, but the narrative of the show is not saying, yeah, he's right, we should all listen to him. Because a lot of these people, they do have good reason to fight. He doesn't understand that. He just says, you guys are fighting. Fighting is bad. Stop fighting.
And they just look at him what do you know, idiot? And then they keep fighting.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. I'm fighting to save someone. I'm fighting so I don't die. Most of them all have pretty good reasons, besides one guy who's just an asshole. Actually, no, a few of them were assholes, but a lot of them actually do have good reasons for being part of the fight. He just says, fighting is bad, you should stop doing it. And the basic narrative of the show says, you're a naive idiot, shut up, you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, there's only two characters who don't really have good reason. One of them is a escaped convict, and the other one has Uchiha logic.
The second guy, you're talking about the Rhino?
He's an asshole too.
Was it the Rhino or is it Blindside Tiger who is wannabe hero?
That was Blindside Tiger.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Well, no, what's it called? The guy with the Rhino, he was treating it like a game too. No, he was an asshole.
Yeah, so
actually, no, there quite a few of them were assholes, but there was certainly a healthy enough number of them who had a damn good reason to fight.
Yeah, I think we could move on from Shinji though because he's so one-dimensional.
We already introduced him. Sunshiny main character stumbles upon a deck. Dragon almost eats him. Now I have dragon power.
I feel like he's really just there to reflect off the other characters, to be the relatable one. But
yeah,
I don't know. I couldn't relate to him.
Even then, he's doing a good job.
I don't think I really related to any of them. But
he's the main character, and the series is proxy for the viewer.
Yeah, so he's the scrappy main character. Then we have freaking.
For that kind of character, I think compared to Kagami from Kamen Rider Kabuto, I felt like he was a lot more relatable.
Oh,
yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, because Shinji, he really was just kind of a one-note, fighting is bad, everyone stop fighting. LOL, what am reasons?
Yeah, so then we have
If
Ren.
anything,
Did you get your foot on my fucking sandwich?
No, I was trying to kill a fly.
Ryuki would be probably a bit more much better if they swapped out Shinji for Kagami.
Well, we can't just like mix and match and make the perfect series. No,
no
that's what my fan fiction's for.
Yeah, I guess you could say there's really no growth, but anyway.
He kind of does, but
Yeah.
Like towards the end, he has like a bit of an epiphany, but
not
whatever.
in ideals, but more just in physical strength to push his ideals.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He stops sucking and he starts winning fights every once in a while.
Yeah. And then we have Ren, who's basically the complete opposite of Shinji. He knows what he has to do. He has to fight, and he's pretty damn good at it. In fact, he wins most of the early fights in the series. You could almost say he's the main character.
He's also the knight.
He was probably more of a
Kamen Rider Knight, yeah.
He was probably more of a main character than Shinji. I think.
Oh, by far, yeah. I mean, even though, like, honestly, he too was pretty.
They're like
he was kind of cliche and edgy, but like I can look past that because he still really felt more like the main character.
And that was that was probably before those type of characters started getting popular. Anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure the mysterious, brooding badass has always been a thing.
Mm-hmm. Especially in like Japanese media and stuff.
Oh, they've had stuff like that before they had television.
I mean, look at Shadow the Hedgehog. That game came.
I'm pretty sure that came after television.
That classic character Sonic the Hedgehog used to come on after Astro Boy.
I remember the Shadow the Hedgehog radio dramas.
Anyway,
those
I'm just saying he's an example before Ryuki even came out.
Well,
those old Shadow the Hedgehog novels.
Yeah. No, but yeah, I remember as we were watching it, we did kind of kept joking. He was like basically Kamen Rider Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
Because his whole thing is just like he's brooding, mysterious. He's willing to do what it takes, but he really has a soft side. He's doing it all for his girl, who's like stuck in a coma or something. And also at one point, like one of the early episodes, he straight up gets amnesia.
Oh yeah, that was like the best plot. The best plot point to learn about his past.
Yeah, no, he gets amnesia and then like recovers from it an episode later, just so we can get some exposition out of him.
Yeah. Well, at the end, was it an episode later, or was it the end of the same episode?
No, I think it actually might have been that same episode.
Good.
It's like we have to backtrack your steps to try to jog your memory. Turns out he gets into a lot of fights.
Yep.
and is generally a jerk to people.
And now time for a very amnesia Kamen Rider special.
Yeah.
So but yeah, despite that, I was like kind of the same thing. Like Kagami, despite not being the main character, Kagami being a Gatak as opposed to Kabuto. His name's not in the title, but he was the main character.
Basically.
Yeah, by far. Then we're introduced to a character by the name of Kitauka, the freaking the lawyer. He's a scumbag.
He's a lawyer.
He's like the first scumbag we see.
Well, he acts like a scumbag, but even then, we learn there is more to him.
Yeah, he's a scumbag with some layers.
Well,
not like an ogre.
Especially like when he's a scumbag though, it's hilarious. Like you can't hate him. He's
so scumbaggy that you just he's unhateable.
It's I'm rich because I'm that good of a lawyer. What do you want?
He's kind of almost a cartoon character, I'd say, like in how over the top like scumbag he can be. Like snide and shitty.
If you date me, you could be rich like me.
Hey, you too could have a servant.
You want to go to a fancy dinner? I can provide it.
Yeah. And he was Kamen Rider Zolda, a Kamen Rider that was based off of range fighting. And unlike Dragonfly or whatever, Drake, he actually used his guns to shoot.
No, if anything, he actually put his goddamn gun away so he can hand-to-hand fight sometimes.
And even when he didn't, like, he'd just stick to some...
But usually he waits for two people to be fighting and just starts firing on everyone.
Yeah, he's that kind of scumbag. That's like, when he was up close, he would, like, swat people with his gun every once in a while, but...
Yeah.
Mostly like grapple stuff, like he'd kind of grab onto him, too.
Yeah, well, things, when he was in close combat, though... as a rangefighter should, his main goal was to get out of close combat so he can get back to shooting you.
Yeah. Basically.
As opposed to, like, what was Dragonfly's actual name?
Not Tezuka, no.
No, I mean
just
his
rider.
Drake. Yeah, as opposed to Kamen Rider Drake, whose main strategy was running straight towards them with his gun out.
Firing a shot and then running at them.
Like, I kind of feel bad for this guy. Maybe he was actually supposed to be, like the greatest swordsman in that series, and he just happened to get stuck with the gun.
He didn't even want to do that shit.
No, he basically just like pisses off halfway through the series anyway, and like he just hands his toy to the main character and it's like, I don't even know why I'm here, guys.
I didn't want to. I didn't even want to do this anyway. And he leaves.
I don't want anything with it.
No, yeah, Zolda. It's just hilarious how hard he tries to kill Steel sometimes.
Oh yeah, he kills Steels.
Oh yeah, and his ultimate move is like way too slow for a one-on-one fight. But if people are busy and he has time to line up that, like his ultimate move, his regular move, he pulls out like a gigantic cannon. His ultimate move, he pulls out like a human-sized robot that is just like filled with like machine guns.
I'd say bigger.
Like a bigger
like a 7'5" robot.
Alright, whatever, like a 7-foot robot. But the thing, it was like Gundam heavy arms. He had like machine guns and missiles like all over his body, and everything opens up.
Yep,
It takes him like 10 Mississippi seconds to ready this thing, but if you're already occupied by someone else...
Unleashing the salvo on everyone.
Yeah.
His favorite move is to just appear from behind a pillar or appear in the rafters. And just start firing on people.
Yeah, and he was great. Honestly, he was very...
He fights like how I play Guns the Duel.
Honestly, he's a character that I really didn't mind seeing often. Like, he was fantastic. Even in, like, the middle of the series where it was kind of, like, getting a little bit stale, I'd say.
I think he was probably my favorite character of that show.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of his rider form. If anyone, I really loved how Kamen Rider Knight looked.
Yeah.
Even from the ones I've seen I think he looks better than anything from Kabuto. That's just one of the coolest like superhero designs I've seen in a while.
Oh yeah.
But his character was Kamen Rider Shadow the Hedgehog. Zolda, I wasn't really crazy about how he looked, but I loved the character so much. He was just such a lovable scumbag.
And I liked the little touches they gave to him now and again, like the flashing lights on his mask and stuff that would go off every now and again. It was cool.
The
very subtle.
Yeah, didn't he have the Zaku eye going on?
Oh yeah,
a little bit sometimes. They used it very sparingly. I'd say they probably did it like twice.
Yeah,
like the first time he showed up, and then in like some other fight where he was looking for dudes, like you just saw it go across. It was really cool.
Yeah, they don't really go into that much detail about how the technology works. They just pull out trading cards and then, like, stuff happens.
Oh, we forgot to talk about Kamen Rider Scissors. He's a one-note serial killer who buries an old lady into a wall.
Well, we don't need to talk about him. He appears in one episode and, like, dies 2 episodes.
He appears, he has a dumb fucking rider kick.
It's not a kick, he does a stupid fucking... He tries to be Samus, and Crab's like, his crab beast is like, here you go, screw attack!
he summons his crab. Well, no, yeah, that basically is it. He summons his crab thing. He
does a bootleg screw
He jumps
attack.
up in the air, and the thing like holds his arms out like a diving board, and he does like a freaking sonic spin dash. Meanwhile, the other guy is jumping in the air and doing a diving kick on them. Guess who wins?
Especially if it's a flaming, exploding kick. Or that one's just bootleg screw attack with no fancy animations or anything.
Well, I guess the point of him was early on to show that, Kamen Riders can be completely evil.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because he was irredeemable.
Yeah, no, he was a detective who was, like, secretly going around killing people. He was awful.
Yeah.
But actually, no, I think it was Knight who ended up defeating him, but it was his own monster that killed him, because when Knight hit him with his... It's actually really awesome, like, his rider kick is like something out of Spawn, where his cape elongates, covers himself, and he, like, turns into a drill.
Yeah.
Like, it's freaking awesome. So he rider kicks into him, and his belt buckle containing his deck and whatnot breaks. So then, like, he turns back into human, and then his monster just eats him.
Yep. Mm-hmm. As is the fate of these riders.
Because the deck they have is like a contract that they need to control their monster. Because
if your card holder breaks, you are fucked.
Yeah, really. So, moving on now, we could also talk about...
Later on, it's shown that if you just have a seal card with you, you can just kind of fight them off.
Yeah.
Get out of here! You just wave it in their faces and then run away.
It doesn't really... Yeah, I guess.
We also have the character Tezuka, who's actually, like, for a little while a hero.
Was that the Stingray?
Yeah, Kamen Rider Raya, I believe. I believe that's what it was called. But yeah, basically, he was kind of a fortune teller of sorts. Like he'd just sit he'd set up his little stand in the streets and
kind of a fortune teller, a little bit of a stalker, you know,
weird guy, or all around. But I guess not a whole lot to say.
There really wasn't much to him.
Yeah, he had like a pretty sad backstory that said where his good friend was chosen to be a Kamen Rider, but he was, I believe, sick, right?
No, it was some asshole broke his fingers.
Oh yeah, and he couldn't play piano anymore. So then, as he was dying, he gave
a broken fingers.
Well, he wasn't dying of broken fingers.
I think he tried to kill himself, didn't he?
Yeah, I think that was it.
Well, that'd be kind of hard to do with broken fingers.
He died of broken finger blood loss.
Well,
internal bleeding.
Shut up. Well, no, I think he died by just like not feeding his monster, and then the thing ate him or something like that.
Oh yeah, that was right. Mm-hmm. So yeah, he couldn't fight because he had no fingers to fight with. So he gave Tezuka the deck instead. I mean, or Tezuka ended up like inheriting the deck just to, in the memory of his friend. It was a sad backstory, but otherwise there wasn't much to him.
He kind of just shared the sentiments of Shinji of we shouldn't be fighting.
Yeah.
Also, I can kind of tell the future. One of us is going to die soon. Whoops, it's me.
He was kind of marked for death from the start, honestly.
He wasn't really that bad of a character, but there's just nothing to him.
Yeah, even his
his rider
form was kind of dull.
I liked his rider form.
His rider kick was lame.
I liked his rider form, but all his weapons and his whip was cool, but then everything else about him sucked.
Yeah, the whip was pretty epic.
I feel like he was kind of just there just to say,
I mutually
keep on fighting, Shinji. You know you're doing the right thing.
I wouldn't even give him that much credit. I think he was kind of there to say, we need to fill in more slots. We need another action figure.
Yeah. We need the action figure no one's gonna buy.
Well, I mean, on that note, they said there was 13 riders, but we don't see 13 because apparently there's more in like one of the other like movies or something, including
Black Ryuki.
Yeah, he counts.
Wait, really? He counts towards 13?
I think so. Yeah.
What is fucking Super Smash Brothers?
Whatever. So
okay. So Dark Pit counts.
Moving on, another character that really wasn't much of anything, the Kamen Rider who was a Rhino, but he had the best finishing move, which I like to call the Rhino Driver Choo Choo Train.
He summons his like 7-foot Rhino monster, jumps up in the air,
and charge mans the shit out of you.
Yeah, he dives forward horizontally. The Rhino grabs his feet, and then he charges forward with the guy just doing a Superman pose at you.
In Kinnikuman, they call that the Longhorn Express.
Yes, it's true. But he basically was introduced by forcing people to beat each other to death with actual weapons in Mortal Kombat.
But it was under the guise of creating and being inspired by a video game. Jack Thompson was right.
Otherwise,
it's only a matter of time before those video game cults. By just these days, I saw some children headbutting brick walls.
Yeah. Otherwise,
to the point where, I guess the laptop it was being streamed on had life bars and shit on it.
Yeah. Well, that must have been a pretty fucking lucky guess. Clearly, these people don't understand how video games work, but.
Mm-hmm. He was kind of a lovable douchebag, but he didn't really have a whole lot of time to shine. There really wasn't much to him other than, hey, I'm evil. There was a subplot where he brought out Shinji's little newspaper company, but that ended up going really nowhere.
Yeah,
and
they kind of wasted a lot of subplots in this one.
I guess they kind of tried to hey, he's gonna be the villain, but then my man.
Well, the thing is, he was going to be a villain, but at some point. He also decides to team up with another evil rider who...
Asakura Takashi. He's he's one of the best riders in the series.
He was actually another real toss-up for my favorite.
Yep.
Yeah. Another Kamen Rider with a name that I forget, and I can't believe I forgot it, but He
was Oja.
Oja, that's right. This is a weird name too.
He had a whole little snake motif, and best backstory, best reason for fighting. he's a serial killer.
He's a fucking criminal.
Like
yes.
when he got his magic deck of cards, it was while he was in jail for like murdering a bunch of people
or committing all sorts of crimes.
So then he decides to use his mirror hopping bullshit to escape jail and then take a bunch of children hostage because he's just a fucking horrible person.
He's awful.
Who's the main character? Main villain again?
Kanzaki Shiro.
Yeah, Kanzaki just came in. He was like, "We need to stack the deck a bit, and we need more people to die. And I think you're the man for the job."
Yeah,
he
said he said like, "I know you're a horrible person, but like I'm on a timer here. Sudden death. What's the worst thing that could possibly happen? Oh, there you are."
Granted, I don't think he did it fast enough, but I definitely do think he kind of got the job done.
That was definitely a step in the right direction. Having Kamen Rider serial killer. Speaking of which, whatever happened to Rhino again?
Oh, he got fucked. Asakura didn't give a shit and just fucking did a stupid fucking snake kick on him.
Well, first
snake bite
first
kick.
Zolda showed up and did his "Hey, everyone's fighting, I'm gonna fire on everyone" thing.
And then Rhino was weakened.
And then Oja threw... What is Rhino's name anyway?
Who cares?
His rider name.
I don't know. Whatever.
Who cares?
Yeah, Kamen Rider Who Cares gets put in... Oja puts him in front of him and was like, "Well, you're gonna catch most of this salvo." And then he does his whack-ass fucking bicycle kick and kills the shit out of him.
The snake bite kick.
I guess that's the thing, like... I gotta say, in this one, probably more than the other one, when a character is an asshole, they still end up being really entertaining.
Yeah.
Like, there's like one character in this series who I thought was an asshole who you don't end up liking. But like in Kabuto, they were kind of just all assholes who you didn't like.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. But this one, yeah, Ryuki definitely knew how to make a likable asshole.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, and Asakura for being a serial killer was pretty likable to like. He was fun to watch.
He was
doing his crazy
off the
shit.
goddamn lunatic fringe. I'm about to beat up everybody. Fight me.
So yeah, he really had no reason to fight. Just I get to kill people.
I
Awesome.
get to use superpowers to kill people.
Even in that one
and nobody
episode,
will know.
Even in that one episode where they tried to...
Well, he doesn't care.
Yeah, he doesn't care if
he
you
gets
know.
to use superpowers to kill people? Alright,
Even in that one episode where it seemed like he was kind of humanized with the little girl in the boat, like, even then it's like, he was kind of just waiting around this girl just for the fucking things to show up so he could get more energy for his monsters. And that's the thing, I say monsters, because pretty much...
After he kills Rhino, he steals the Rhino, too.
And then when he kills Raya, he steals his Stingray. So, yeah. He has 3 monsters, and then he combines his snake, the Rhino, and the Stingray to make Super Stingray Rhino Rexosaurus.
Yeah, no, he actually totally does.
And it's really stupid.
I mean, that's not what it's called, but it's still pretty stupid.
And
I think like they ended up calling it something like genocider because the Japanese are horribly insensitive.
Yeah. And I love his kick in that form because it's literally just he opens up a fucking vacuum hole in the center of this thing and then just does a fucking spinning drop kick and makes him go through it and shoots him out the other side. It seems way too much to set up, but I love it. I don't know. He doesn't do it that much. I wish he did it more than his dumb bicycle kick. Snake bite kick, but...
Like, it...
Well, yeah,
the snake bite kick would look a lot better if it wasn't green screened on and he bounced around awkwardly.
You know what?
His rider kick just kind of sucked.
You know what? There really isn't a whole lot to say about Asakura either, but you know what? In this case, it's more like his actions are better than words, so if you watch what he does...
No, there is still plenty you could say about him. Like,
yeah, like how he lit his house on fire.
Well, no, that's the thing. Yeah, no,
when he was a kid.
No, like, early on, they actually... They do, like, such a... like masterfully done bait and switch to try to make him seem sympathetic. How apparently, his sad backstory that, his parents died in a house fire when he was young, but then it turns out his younger brother survived. And when he finds out about that, it's like, what, my brother survived? I need to meet him because maybe I can change. So he goes to meet his brother. He's like, you survived the fire too because you saved me. Like, I didn't save you from the fire. I'm the one who started it. I'm just here to kill. I'm here to finish wrapping up because apparently I didn't get to kill you. And then he kills him, and he's like, "But I thought you were gonna change. Like you were wrong. I'm an asshole." So, but that's the thing. Even being just a complete irredeemable asshole, there was still more to him.
Yep.
Oh yeah, like just watching him, seeing his like backstory unfold, like he was a great villain, and he was also a foil to freaking Kitauka. Yeah, because the whole theming with Kitauka for the whole series is that he's fighting because he's basically dying of cancer or something like that, and
well, yeah. Also, that's the reason he lived such a lavish lifestyle. Because he realized, he doesn't have that much time left.
And he's so used to, like, stepping back and kind of letting other people do the work for him and coming in and finishing the job, that he's not really adjusted to fighting people up close and personal. And Asakura just be constantly in his face, calling him a bitch for not fighting the whole series.
Not to mention, he's a fucking lawyer. He doesn't really have much street fighting experience.
Yeah, his bodyguard Goro does.
Yeah, well, if anything, like Kitauka and Asakura's relationship was, go figure as like the asshole lawyer who will support someone blatantly guilty just because cha-ching. Apparently, Asakura was just such a complete scumbag. He decided, you know what? You're not even worth the money. You're just a terrible person. You deserve to go to jail.
You know what? Nah, you going to jail.
And so that made Asakura really butthurt and just constantly looking for Kitauka to beat his face in.
I mean, mind you, he probably wants to kill everyone, but he especially wanted to kill him.
You sent me up the river, motherfucker.
Part of me feels like he didn't kill him earlier because he just wanted him to suffer for a while first. Just kind of ruin his life a bunch by punching his face.
No, I think he probably did want to kill him just because there's always like some convenient reason that the loser always like escapes at the last minute.
Mm-hmm.
Like it actually got a bit excessive.
It doesn't seem so far-fetched though.
No, I think they kind of got a little excessive with that. How like every time there's a fight, like they're finally about to fight, but I'm like, yeah, maybe one of them will kick the other one's ass, but like no one's gonna die this episode.
Maybe if they used all 13 of the riders in this series, that'd be true, but they ended up using like about half.
Well, that's the thing. There's like only yay amount of riders and yay amount of episodes. So every time you see them fight, finally we'll have our battle to the death. I'm like, no, you won't.
That's why I'm saying, like, middle of the series, like, new characters stop getting introduced, other than Kanzaki Shiro's rider form, Kamen Rider Odin.
Apparently that wasn't even his rider form. Kamen Rider Admin, who's just fucking broken.
Yeah.
Well, I think we still have a few more characters before we get to him, but yeah, fuck it, you already said him.
Well, Odin shows up, I'm just saying in the order of appearance, Odin shows up, like, about mid-series.
I think Odin was kind of his rider form.
I'd say...
No, apparently it wasn't his
Odin
form,
was an AI created by him that won't be defeated until he's the last opponent. That's how I see it.
I liken it to, freaking Gemini from Saint Seiya. Where he just like Gemini was actually off doing something else, but he sent his cloth down to go fight people.
I guess it was kind of like that, but apparently there actually was a person inside of Odin, but it was just like some random schmuck who got brainwashed. Mm-hmm. Like, I was actually checking on the wiki. Apparently, like the first Kamen Rider Odin was literally just like some homeless guy. like he just walked up to some homeless guy and said, "Just mind wipe, you're now Kamen Rider admin."
You're Odin now.
Yeah, all Odin does is he just makes sure everything goes according to Shiro's plan.
And when it doesn't, he slides around and bitch slaps people.
But yeah, like just to emphasize like exactly how fucking broken he is, he appears when the four of them are fighting on their own. Anytime anyone goes to hit him, apparently he can literally just like control time. So he like teleports behind them in like a puff of golden feathers and just like backhands them and sends them flying.
He's basically Kamen Rider Dio, but without being a fucking vindictive asshole.
Yeah, no, but that's the thing. Even when they get like their mid-series upgrade, the Survive cards, they give them like their super Kamen Rider forms, he still just like teleports behind everything they do and bitch slaps them.
Or when shit gets serious, takes out both his swords.
That was like only towards the end. He doesn't even need weapons. Like the back of his hand is stronger than most of their weapons.
Yeah, and he also does some feather bullshit too. He has like explosive feathers.
Well, yeah, the point is like, I mean, he designed all the riders, so he's like, alright, you get this power, you get this power, you get this power, oh, and my personal representative gets this power. Let's have a fair fight. Yeah, okay.
His pimp hand is strong, so watch out.
Yeah, the series kind of drags along until finally, and honestly, this rider, even then, this rider took way too long to introduce because they teased him, and then 4 episodes later, then he becomes a thing. Kamen Rider Tiger, Leon's boy.
Yeah, Blindside Tiger. He has my favorite outfit.
Yeah, it's a really cool
Oh
outfit.
yeah, his outfit was pretty cool, but like his character was just crazy, and like that was it.
Yeah, he had the Uchiha mentality of,
yeah, like he had this like,
I can get stronger if I kill my friends so that I can avenge them or some shit.
Yeah, like he suffered from a severe case of chronic backstabbing disorder. Like he was talking about, like, you know,
we should also bring up the other team that he works with, the Doctor.
Oh yeah. There were 2 other guys who were part of the team. Their plan was just to sabotage the whole Rider Grail War thing, because if they can seal the mirror world, they can just stop all this from happening. But the sad thing about that was their plan involved, like, in order to stop that, they would have had to kill Kanzaki Shiro's little sister, Kanzaki Yui, who, she was completely innocent, but they have to make a sacrifice in order to save everyone. But of course, naive, killing is always bad. Shinji's like, killing is always bad. But yeah, specifically Blindside Tiger, his whole thing was, so heroes make sacrifices, but he wasn't really sacrificing his friends for anything. He just really, really liked to make sacrifices.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, you totally helped me out in my time of need. Sacrifice.
Now I'll become stronger.
He almost seems like one of those riders that were in the Mirai Nikki. Frank and Fran, Kamen Rider, like, little arc.
I don't know what that is.
You should read Frank and Fran.
I've read little bits of that. It's like disgusting.
It is, but keep going because the Kamen Rider bits are the best. They're the best.
There's, like, it almost becomes its own side manga.
You could kind of just read all those individually and just understand what's happening. All those chapters.
I've seen like little bits of Frank and Fran, and it's like legitimately like nauseating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway,
bad in the manga.
Yeah. No, I don't mean that as in like it's poor quality. I mean like it's the imagery and what they describe happening is so disgusting.
One thing that I wish that they expanded on is like like those man-made riders like costumes.
But aren't they all man-made?
Well, the ones that the Doctor made.
So the bootleg riders.
Bootleg riders. They had in my opinion, I thought that was my favorite costume because it felt like kind of a throwback to me.
Yeah, I guess.
And they looked really sleek and cool.
Fucking whack ass Steel Saints.
They did more than the Steel Saints did, at least. Fuck the Steel Saints. Can we not talk? Why'd you even bring up the Steel Saints? They show up for an episode and pose, and then they don't do anything! Ever! Why am I talking? Fuck it. Let's keep going. Fuck the Steel Saints.
Well, you seem to have hit a nerve.
Oh.
But yeah, they actually had a pretty good plan of like sealing the mirror world, but they had to make a sacrifice, and Shinji's just not about that.
Mm-hmm.
So then, Blindside Tiger, he kills Sensei because it was a necessary sacrifice for. I like sacrifice. And then we meet another guy he was actually he ended up being a really sympathetic character, like.
And for the short time he was around.
Yeah, he was around for like 4 episodes, but like he was poor, and he basically kept going to like all the other sides saying, "Hey, I'll help your side in the Rider War if you pay me, because I'm poor. Pay me."
Yeah, Kamen Rider, Impella.
No, it's
Emperor.
Emperor.
Yeah, like Emperor with an I, because whatever. Yeah, no, he was actually pretty cool, and then here's the thing, he just wanted people to pay him because he was poor.
Yep.
But
and has really shit luck and has a really shit life.
Yeah, he just had a terrible life. But the fact that he kept bouncing back and forth, he got Yui hurt, and then Shinji's like, "You're an asshole. You got her hurt, and you're just gonna come back to me?" He's like, "Yeah, can I get paid now?" And then he punches him.
Yeah, even Shinji's like, "I don't want you. Get out of here."
Yeah, no, but then his life starts to turn around, And he goes to Shiro and says, "Hey, my life's turned around. I don't want to be a writer anymore." And he's like, "Nah, you signed up for this. Too bad. It's a fight to the death."
No give backs.
Yeah.
Yep, and yeah, he probably has like the saddest death of the series.
Oh,
He gets fucked.
Yeah, again, he gets betrayed by Blindside Tiger because sacrifice for the greater sacrifice. And then, while he's, weakened and limping away,
who happens to stumble upon him but Oja.
Yeah, no, it's just like...
he got double vented.
Yeah, I don't know, he's kind of weakened right now. It probably wouldn't be a fair fight. Who the fuck am I kidding? I'm an asshole, and then kills him. Well, no, specifically he breaks his deck, so he gets stuck in the mirror world until... something we forgot to mention. If you stay in the mirror world too long, you eventually just, dissolve and disappear.
If something doesn't eat you first, you dissolve and disappear.
Yeah,
I'm surprised he didn't get it with all the beasts he has.
I'm surprised his Impala fucking monsters didn't jump on him and eat the crap out of him.
Yeah, but it was probably even more sad though, because once his life turned around, he ended up with a girlfriend who he was going to see later that day. Mm-hmm. But then now he's sitting there just looking at her, in the mirror world, looking at her in the real world, but he's unable to reach her, and he's just sitting there. No, I just wanted to be happy, and then he dissolves, and it's terrible. You feel so bad for him. Mm-hmm. But it was 4 episodes.
It's amazing how they developed a more sympathetic character than fucking Sasord in Kabuto did, over the course of a whole series.
Yeah, Emperor, he was clearly just a last-minute addition. He lasted 4 episodes, but in 4 episodes...
he left an impression,
a better impression than Sasord, at least.
Oh, yeah.
Sasord, they had the whole fucking series to develop him,
but
and they had him doing this dumbass slapstick shit.
Make him slap nuts.
And then they tried to make him serious at the last minute.
Sufu!
Shut the fuck up.
I deserve this. He brought up the Steel Saints. Fuck the Steel Saints!
No, that was Leon, not me.
If I had a t-shirt, if I was gonna get any t-shirt from fucking Kabuto, it would be Sasord saying Tufu. That would be such an inside.
I bet you get
fucking shirt.
I bet you'd get a fucking Steel Saint shirt, wouldn't you? Just them posing yeah, we mean so. I'm not gonna go.
No one wants a fucking Steel Saints t-shirt. That's like getting a Charmy the Bee t-shirt.
Yeah. So.
All right. That's the thing. Was he actually the last of the new riders?
Yeah, and then fucking Tiger kills himself because sacrifice.
Well, no. That one, no.
That one was actually a genuine sacrifice because he was trying to get rid of Oja's fucking ass.
Well, no, his whole thing, he's just constantly going around I'm going to be a hero by sacrificing people because sacrifice. But then, that's the thing. They tried to give him a sympathetic death. How it was literally just the most mundane thing ever. He's walking down the street and a little girl's about to get hit by a bus, so he runs in, pushes her out of the way, and then he gets hit himself. So he sacrificed himself to save the girl. And then you see, the next day, the newspaper's printing a story about how this little girl was saved by a hero. And it's it was a nice ending and all, but, he was just such an unlikable little shit the whole time. And
he's killed so many.
No, it was kind of the same thing with Sasord. You made him such an unlikable little shit for so long... You can't just, pull a 180 at the last minute.
You can't do that. No.
It was a good ending, but, there was just so much not to like about his character for it to work.
It was kind of random, too. Kind of just came out of the blue, just oh. Okay.
Just like his final event.
Mm-hmm. I guess that's the point, yeah.
The reason we're calling him that. His final event is it's not actually called the Blindside Tiger, but that's basically what he does. He does his final event, and out of his tiger just pops in out of fucking nowhere, grabs you, pushes you to the ground, and
drags you.
Yeah, sprints, dragging you towards him, and then the both of you, him and his tiger, both slash you at once.
Literally always comes out of the person who he's attacking his blind side. There's always a squared up the camera's always squared up to the person who's about to be attacked, and they're just kind of standing there going, "What?" And then the tiger just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, I guess Leon had a very nice appreciation of that, just how he just every single time, surprise!
Yeah, so then to speed up the war, Kanzaki like started kind of making more monsters, like these mass-produced like cocoon monsters that kept evolving.
No, it's like when you play a time match of Super Smash Bros. You take too long and then the bombs start falling from the sky.
Exactly.
Because this whole thing, for some reason, he has to finish this within a couple months because the mirror version... Well, actually, no, we really should explain his story now.
His and Yui, yeah.
Yeah, his whole thing is... When they were kids, their parents died in a fire that I'm going to assume Oja didn't start, because he can't be responsible for every, parents dying in a fire.
Yeah, Asakura may be bad, but he can't be bad.
He can't be in multiple places at once.
Yeah. No, he can't just he can't just start a fire in your backstory. At least I don't think he's that good.
No, he ain't Naraku level. I did everything.
No, but yeah, so yeah, their parents died in a fire, and also the parents were assholes. So he was really close with his sister, but then she died too. So, but then, another version of her came out of the mirror and said, I can replace her for, until she turns 20.
Yeah.
But then once she turns 20, then she's going to disappear. That's really it. Just totally do that. So then he somehow decides, okay, so if I turn all these, little monster drawings we made when we were kids into real monsters and have them kill people, this is part of the plan for some reason. And then I'm going to make 13 riders, but then forget about most of them. And they have to all fight each other, and then my Kamen Rider admin will kill Steel at the last minute, and for some reason that lets me make a wish. If there's one thing I'm going to complain about the series, they do not explain how any of this shit works.
Yeah. They don't explain the mirror world, the mysteries behind it.
I have time fuckery. I'm going to use it to do
I was really hoping they would explain how some of the system worked, but it's just, because the winner just gets a wish. Okay.
Because reasons.
But yeah, just to elaborate exactly how powerful Kamen Rider Odin is, they all have abilities like, sword vent, shoot vent, steel vent, nasty vent. Which, I love nasty vent. It's really more like a distraction, crowd control vent, which for some reason they always use just like an escape. They never capitalize while they're stunned. Nope. Seriously, get good. But yeah, he had one called time vent, where he literally just fucking travels back in time.
Well, he sends you back in time.
Yeah. No, so apparently, the way the current Rider War is, that's actually just the most recent timeline reset he's been doing.
Yep. He keeps trying to hammer. I feel like this fight was early in his planning stages. That's why we don't know much. Because he doesn't know much either. He doesn't really know how this shit works.
Apparently he figured out a way to program a Kamen Rider to give himself time travel.
But he still doesn't know how to fix his sister. Or bring her back.
Well, he would use the wish for that, obviously. No, but yeah, the reason he doesn't is... throughout the series, all the riders keep eventually getting killed off.
As is his plan.
Yeah, like Zolda... actually, should we say how they all die?
Yeah.
Now
we're getting to we already talked about how most of them died, but we're getting down to the final four.
For the important ones, I'm not even going to say how they die, but basically when the last...
No, we can talk about it. We're this far in, massive spoilers ahead. I guess
alright, fine. I also just check them off the list then.
I kind of want to give them a reason to watch the series. So we'll just leave it at that.
Alright, we'll leave it.
Let's not. The point I'm trying to make, you don't have to say how they all die, but yeah, basically when the last rider other than Odin ends up fighting Odin, this is it. They all made their sacrifices. I'm the only one left. So I finally found my resolve. I'll defeat you and grant my wish. And then Odin just completely fucking bodies him like nothing.
Yeah.
But then, Yui's all about, no, you shouldn't kill all these people just to bring me back, because then I'm not going to want to be alive, and I'll just fucking, jump off a building or something. Which he actually did one time, and then Odin just caught her. But then he decides, you know what, fine, if she's not happy with, me granting her life by killing people, then I guess it's just meant to be. She is supposed to die and all. So... That's the thing. Right as Kamen Rider Odin's about to do his final event, which, Jesus fucking Christ, we have no idea how OP that's about to be. Then all of a sudden, Odin just self-destructs, and the other guy's like,
"You win the war!
I'm the greatest! I win! I defeated Odin!" But yeah, then he decides, fuck it, time travel. Let's just say I never made any of the mirror stuff, and my sister just died. And then I died too, and then we lived together happily ever after in mirror heaven or something. They don't really explain it.
Yeah.
But, Ryuki did good, even though he now has no recollection of anything that happened. The fact that he was such a stubborn, naive, killing is bad. Apparently, his kindness touched everyone, and he stopped the whole Rider War from happening in the first place.
And now he knows Ren for no this prick Ren for no reason.
No, he still ran into Ren before. Just now they're not Kamen Riders. He's just some asshole.
I know.
Yep. So that's Ryuki, and
now it kind of feels like if they would have kept going, it's just gonna transfer into a J drama.
Yeah, no, they showed how they keep running into all the other ones. They're still alive, but they also ran into Asakura, who apparently now in this timeline is not a horrible serial killer who they should still all be after.
He probably still is a horrible serial killer. He just got out somehow.
Yeah.
What, he's ram his head into the bars enough times? Because God knows he tried.
But basically, this series...
Because they vex him.
I feel like this series kind of, in terms... You could kind of make some parallels with Kabuto. Despite the fact that Kabuto came out, later on, I feel like it, in terms of, quality, was a step down from, Ryuki. In terms of trying to make a serious story with some gags thrown in there.
This one had some pretty dumb jokes, too.
It did. The comedy moments involving the journalism team.
I like the journalism room stuff.
Alright. Actually, I'm going to say compared to Kabuto, there was a lot more...
It's not vapid like Kabuto.
They don't have a... Funny, right, you guys? They don't. Well, they do have a song, but it's not as obnoxious as it is in Kabuto.
No, I thought it was just as obnoxious as the Chuckle Fuck theme in Kabuto. But, they didn't play it as much, and... There were more scenes that were actually just legitimately funny. While Kabuto, they would just say, "Here's the joke."
Yeah.
The joke.
Play the rim shot again. I don't think they got it.
But yeah, I definitely think that Ryuki, in terms of just watching, is probably a step above Kabuto, though.
It is, but honestly, even then, in terms of chuckle fuckery, I think it's still worse than some of the later series of Power Rangers.
This is a really good
No, by that I mean the later series of Power Rangers are they're a little bit more serious. There's less chuckle fuckery.
Yeah, this is a good entry level Kamen Rider series. For me, it was anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still think there's a lot of stuff that if I just saw this on TV, I'm not sure I would have stuck with it if Bob didn't force me to do it.
Yeah, that's right. But you didn't.
I don't regret watching it though. This one was actually pretty good.
Yeah, in the end, you didn't hate me for it like you did with Kabuto.
No, but honestly, if I thought this was gonna be the mind blowing thing, it was definitely a lot better than Kabuto, but I don't know. This wasn't really a life changing experience for me. It was kind of just it was better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think, honestly, watching it again made me realize the same thing. Yeah, just watching shit again, I don't know. I feel like the next Kamen Rider series we should just go into clean. Everybody keeps saying how good Gaim is. Let's all watch Gaim at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Not yet, because, honestly, we should watch other series to talk about on the podcast than just Kamen Rider. Well, that said, we do have a lot of stuff, but with Casey, I'm showing him Daredevil currently, so... once that gets through, we will talk about that and possibly Arrow as well.
Yes,
but Arrow's probably more of a commitment.
I'm going to catch up with Daredevil so I can do that with you guys. And also, we may have a guest on for that.
I don't know, I made a noise. I think we should stop now.
Alright, we've talked about all we needed to talk about in terms of Ryuki, so...
Please comment, subscribe, yes, our channel's great.
Check out the Facebook. I've finished putting everything up on the goddamn site that I put these things up to download, so you can download it immediately.
Yep. Now, of course, I don't have to do this stuff. Your Legion of Fans will take care of that, right?
Yeah, so look in the description. You can download it, take this shit on the go.